today I'm going to talk about something so simple, really so simple. So simple. Now, if you get the answer to this, I'm going to send some. Now, I traveled the last couple stops I made. One was to San Diego. What you got? Thank you, Miss Natasha. Once I went to, I just traveled to Fresno. And I gave everybody something in Fresno. I'm already giving it away. Then I traveled to South Carolina. And I gave everybody who walked in the door something in South Carolina. What did I give to everybody as I walked through the door? As all the leaders were there and even their guests, I gave them something. More or less the IBOs. What did I give every IBO when I went to San Diego? Watch this. That's right, Jamal Sharp, a pen. A pen. What is Al Thomas wearing his lapel today? A pen. A pen, a pen. Now, I'm going to talk about this pen. What does the pen say, Miss Thomas? Does it really matter? Come on, it don't really matter. Let me tell you something. If you wear it, and I told everybody, wear it every day. Write this down, wear it every day, except two places, Greg Wilkinson. Don't wear it in the shower or the bed. They rust in the shower. Now, let me tell you about this pen. Let me tell you about this pen. This pen is one of the reasons why I got into network marketing. See, some of you guys are scared to talk to people. Let the pen do it for you. Ladies, wear it on your dress, wear it on your blouse. Wear a pen. It doesn't matter different what it is. Sometimes I put it upside down. Why? You're going to miss this. Don't miss this. Please don't miss this. People will be drawn to you by asking you, what is that on your lapel? What is that? How many times you walk down, you see somebody try to figure out what they got on their pen, on their lapel? The Bible says, with loving kindness have you drawn thee. See, the pen will have people walk up to you and say, what does that say? Oh, I forgot I had it on. Oh. In other words, there are prospects coming to you before you even open your mouth up. If you wear a pen, wear the pen. Wear the pen. And I guarantee you, everybody I gave this pen to have not worn it, but that day I gave it to them, probably took it off, forgot about it, lost it. But I'm giving you $1 million idea with just wearing a pen every single day. Now, let's go back. Let's go back to 1990. Woo, that's way back. Way back. Way back. Way back. I was in a store in Sacramento called Bel Air on Sunrise Boulevard, for those that know the area. And I was in line buying some groceries, and there's a guy in front of me. He had to be about, he's a little, he had to be about 5'3". His shirt, his jacket was way over here by his fingers. It was all dirty under his nails. He was a mechanic, and he had a big old clown button, I call it, big old button. Remember those days back there, Mr. Julian Lewis? You remember? Big old button. It says, ask me about free airline tickets. Big old clown button. Now watch this. How many of you would have put on a big old clown button like that? No, I wouldn't. No, I'm embarrassed. I would never wear that, Mr. No, I don't know about that. Well, this guy, Joe Marshall, had a big old button on, and it said, ask me about free airline tickets, Miss Belinda Batiste. And I'm sitting in line. I'm getting ready to go up to pay for my groceries in front of me. So guess what Al Thomas did, Ken Hayes? Yep, you got it. Tell me about the button. Tell me about the airline tickets. Because who will not want free airline tickets? It drew me in. His name was Jeff Fisher. He couldn't explain it. He said, how are we having a meeting tomorrow night? So Miss Martinez, I said, well, he can't explain it. He's a mechanic. Maybe I need to go to the meeting. So Miss Robinson, I went to the meeting went out to the meeting. And I got to the meeting, I walked in the door, and I sat on the front row because I want to find out more about these free airline tickets. And lo and behold, another guy walked in. He drove from Stockton, California to Sacramento. Now, Miss Catherine Williams, you know the area. From Stockton to back then to Sacramento, it was about a 45-minute drive. And he saw it at a fair, at Sacramento Fair. His name was James Moore. Never forget James Moore. He walked in and I'm sitting there chit-chatting and we're about the same complexion. I said, man, what got you here? He said, I went to the fair out here at the fair in Sacramento and they had a booth, but they were so busy, they didn't talk to me. I said, they didn't talk to you. So I called the phone, I called the home office of Excel and I found it had the nearest meeting from me was 45 minutes up the road. So I came. And I said, nobody invited you? You're gonna love this, Mr. William III. He said, no, nobody invited me. So guess what I did, Kathy? I put my arms around him and said, you know, you're my new best friend. You my new best friend. Nobody invited him, Mr. Greg Wilkerson. I signed up that day. He signed up as well. He was my first IBO. What am I saying? If you just show up sometime, Daryl Ransom, just show up, God will bless you sometime. This is the old saying that's out, even a blind dog can find meat every now and then. Just showed up, Mr. James Moore. And he built a big organization under him. But the point is, I came because what? But now, don't get me wrong, we don't have the big clown buttons anymore. That was back in December 1990. But Mary Moulton, would you agree if you just wear a lapel button, which I will always wear, even on these calls, I wear one. You walk out the house, Juan, hey, Juan, how you doing? Congratulations on your customer point, sir. Text him today. I'll see him Friday as well. Do you realize how many people walk up to you and say, what's that on your lapel? Hey, what's that button say? I mean, sometimes I'll put it upside down. I've got more, Rashawn Green, check this out. I got more people responded because of a button. 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 Or a pen, in your case, a pen. A pen. So understand what happened. I got started. Now I'm gonna tell you how goofy I was. I gotta be honest with you. I was so goofy and arrogance. Yes, I had some arrogance. And I was out. Yeah. I gotta be honest with you. Pride and ego, especially us men, we got too much of that sometimes. That was December the 15th. I dated my application to get started December 1st. What'd I do? That's right. I was just that goofy. I was so proud. I want to start December 1st. I want a December 1st start date. So what I did, Sam Foster, by being ignorant, I cheated myself out of 15 days of qualifications. It's the truth. It's the honest God truth, because my arrogance at that time. And guess what? I hit the position. Well, let's see. Now, remember what she said yesterday. What would Jen also said? Run your race. Run your race. 2.6 miles. Run your race. Your race is not my race, and my race is not your race. What a great call that was yesterday. And your why. Number 4 thing, she's about your why. So I choose. Number 1 thing, she says the first thing is to choose. So I chose to get busy in this business. So I hit certain positions very fast. In our position, ETT in 2 days and ETL in a week, and our team coordinator in 90 days. I was running because I wanted it bad. RVP in a year and a half because I wanted it bad. But don't measure your success by my success. That's because I'm the kind of person, I'm an A person, I got to get it done. I got to wrap it up now. I'm a shark. So if you're an urchin, no, I'm different. If you're not one of us, a shark, don't understand. You go at your pace. But I was after it in a bad way. So I got after it because of a pen. Because of lapel pen, my sponsor, this is going to crack you up. About 3 years later, about 4 years later, on the front cover of my first network marketing company called Excel, they had the front cover, the top 101. That's what I'm saying, Mr. Waller. Top 100 what? One. Top in ACN, money earners. 101. The front cover, Daryl Ransom, all 100 were like SVPs, all 100, all 100. Guess who was 101? My sponsor. That's right, Sam Foster, my sponsor. Here he is. He was a R. No, he was an ETL. He was an ETL. 101. All SVP, 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 101. ETL, Jeff Fisher. What's my point in today's leadership? It just takes one, the power of one. Now, believe it or not, one person, me, just exploded his whole organization. Now, I want to share something with you. My billionaire mentor told me, Al Thomas, to be great and successful in network marketing. Listen up, very good stuff. You need 6 legs with a superstar in each leg. You don't need everybody. You need 6 legs of superstars. You'll make a fortune. I'll never get that. Kenny Trout said, Al, 1 in each leg. Now, the key is going to be difficult, but you got to have 1 in 6 legs. Let me tell you what happened. Not only did I explode his organization, top 101, Jeff Fisher is his name. I kid you not. He worked in Rockland, California at Big O Tire Company. His sponsor was a guy named Jeff Palomari. Doug. Doug owned the Big O Tire Company in Rockland, California. Jeff, because of one person, me, his residual for his first 7 levels was 6 figures. 1 leg, that was it. He had 3 or 4, 5, 6 other ones, but only one got down to the 7 level, and I blew it up. Now, watch this. He worked at Big O Tire Company as a mechanic. That's why his nails were always dirty and everything was dirty. He rotated. Now, he made so much money, Joe Marshall. His whole goal in life, don't laugh at this. This is his goal, not your goal, not my goal, his goal, was to buy a brand new Thunderbird, which he did. He bought a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house, Miss Belinda Batiste, which he did. He went golfing every day for 3 or 4 days a week. He would golf. He quit Big O. Now, I think at Big O, he might have been making $1,500, maybe $2,000. Like I said, in Excel, he was making a 5-figure, listen up, 5-figure residual income month after month after month. In other words, that was more money, Juan, than he ever imagined in his lifetime. Ever. So if you're making a 5-figure income and you're used to $2,000 a month from a tire company, he quit. I love how I hear these guys, well, if I get all this money, I'm going to continue my job. No, you're not. Liar. You want to make it sound good. You ain't going to quit. You ain't going to keep working there. He quit in a heartbeat. Now, let me tell you how bored he was. He was so bored that he would sit in the Big O parking lot at Big O Tire. He had all day. He had nothing to do. He would mess with the employees. Doug, the owner, who's also his upline, said, look, Jeff, get out of here. You don't work here no longer. Get out. Go, leave, go. He didn't know what to do with himself. He rotated tires, Miss Belinda Batiste. He worked at Big O. He did not know what to do with all this freedom. He never had freedom. So all he knew was Big O, and he hung out in the parking lot. This is an absolutely true story. Then eventually moved. As a matter of fact, I was in contact with him maybe 8, 9 years ago. He moved out way out in Pahrump. He got a little acre out here, and he works at a golf course just to, I don't know. What's the point, Al Thomas? One person, Ryan Swallow, Sacramento, listen up. One person, you got to be, look, Mr. Swallow, you got to be persistent. You got to stay with it. You got to be consistent. Ms. Kelly, you got to be persistent. One person, listen up. One person could change the whole dynamic of your organization. One person. One person, Mr. O'Neill, one person could change it. Top 101 money earners. He was 101. Man ain't been the same since. Now, I know some of you are thinking, man, I'd like to be in his shoes. Well, let me share something. Listen up. You can be. Now, how did that happen, Mr. Thomas? What you can be, but you got to work a little harder. What am I talking about? You got to go through more numbers quicker. What? You got to go through more numbers quicker. Well, what do you mean? You got to be able to prospect more people quicker. See, this helps me. When I walk out, I mean, my first couple of years in network marketing, that's all I wore. Because I figured this much. Mr. Ursula Allen, if it worked for me, watch this, why change the formula? See, we want to add on or take away. No, if it worked for me to get me in, why wouldn't I do the same thing he did? Because there's a lot of me's looking for yous. Bad English, I know, Mr. Ismail, but there's a lot of people looking for you, but how would they know if you're not advertising? I'm advertising my business everywhere I go. Yeah, and I wore that button. I ain't gonna lie, I wore the button. I did. I don't care, Miss Palmer, if they laughed at me, I didn't care. Gary DeVoe, I didn't care. I didn't care because why? They didn't put food on my table. Why? They didn't pay my house pay. What? They didn't know. They didn't allow me to rose the nicety. No, I didn't care less people say, because my pride and ego, I got rid of that. And I wore it everywhere, but two places, to the shower, because it rushed in the shower and the bed. But I put that sucker up. Even the girl I was dating said, why you keep wearing that button? I said, excuse me? This button is buying these nice dinners you have, young lady. How you doing? You know what I'm saying? Next. Hey, next. That button made me the #2 money earner in Excel communications. Paul Overson was making $1.2 million a month. I'm gonna say it again for y'all didn't hear it. Paul Overson was making $1.2 million a month. I was #2 for 10 of the 12 years I was there. I can't tell you what I was doing, but I'm gonna tell you something. I don't care if you go grab any button, put it on, put it upside down, make people see, look, you can wear it upside down. Greg Wilkes, if they do this, they're trying to read it, bam, you got a fish on the hook. Bring that sucker in, reel him in, reel him in. See, there's more than one way to build ACN, and we got so much, we're so weirded out. I mean, back in the old days, we go out and knock on doors. I mean, I walk in the mall. I got dollar. I went down to the dollar. I'm telling you what, I went down to the sock store, and I went in there and I bought some dollar socks. You know, socks that have dollar bills on them. And I put them on and I wear them around the mall. So, excuse me, I see you looking at my socks, even though they weren't. Guess what they say? I see you looking. Then also, guess what they did? They looked. Let me tell you, my business bought these socks. Now, if you said that to somebody, what are they going to ask you back? What is your business? I'm glad you asked. You see how simple this stuff is? We're so complex today. We got to have slide rules and gadgets and gadgets. No, talking to people is the importance of our business. Now, I'm going to give you guys, if I get through this, I'm going to try to give you guys 5 things today. 5 major keys to better your future, okay? Number 1, you must take charge of your life. I took charge. Why? My sponsor was a weak sponsor, but he had a button on. So I took charge. I said, he can wear one, I'm gonna wear one. Because I was being very duplicatable. Some of you today won't wear something like that. If I told you wear it around for a week, oh, I mean, yeah, I know. That's why you're the same position for the years after year after year, because you're proud. Yeah, I get it. You know what I did? Let me tell you what I did. My organization would not wear, and I say, okay, tell you what I'm gonna do. You lost your vision. You got to wear it for 21. So what I would do, I'd go down to the Army surplus store. I think you still got them in most cities today. And I went down to the Army surplus store and I bought these little binoculars. They're about 3 inches by 3 inches. And it was a little plastic on them. Army surplus store. They were like $2, $1 each. And I bought all they had, about a dozen. I bought all of them for 12, 20, whatever it was. And when I would say, hey, I want you to wear these binoculars around your neck for 21 days so you get your vision back. Do you get what? Your vision, because evidently you lost your vision. Because when you lose your purpose, you get off the track. Hey, I'm gonna get in and make my mom, I'm gonna retire my parents. I love what Jen Olson said yesterday. Hey, I'm getting here to retire my mom and my parents. Hey, she had a vision. But sometimes we get off track and we stop doing ACN or stop doing it with the fiber that we need to do it to get where we want to go. So I give people I give the binoculars, and you have to wear them for 21 days, because 21 days, they say when you move to a new house, apartment, it takes 21 days to figure out where the light switches are. Not that we're dumb or stupid. We're creatures of what? Habit. Habit. So to get you back in the habit of wearing the button, I would have you wear the binoculars. And if I caught you without them, you had to put $1 in the jar. Real simple stuff, folks. Why we're scared of kind of stuff like this? All this technical blah 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 blah. Look, I'm going back to basics, because basics got me to the top income earner in top of 2 companies. And it's so simple to do. I think we got away. We're so, so here again, I wear the button and I'll give out the binoculars. The people got their vision back. And when people had to walk around with the binoculars, people like walk up to us and say, what's up with the binoculars? It's the same thing, the button. Oh, I had to wear this 21 days. I lost my vision. It gives you a chance to talk to that person that asks you a question, Ms. Sherion, what's up with the binoculars? See, why can't you draw people toward you instead of you always going after them? Sunday after church, how many people ask me about this my little, hey, what's that? Had one guy, what are you into? I said, I'm into making money. I'm into changing people's lives. Just a little one-liner. Folks, I'm trying to tell you, everybody in Fresno, if you wear it between now and the time I get you, I guarantee you, you'll have 3 or 4 more guests coming out Fresno when I come out there this Friday. South Carolina, I gave you all one. I ran out now. Whenever you go to the internationals, I go to, listen, the next international is in 46 days. When you go by the booth, they have all these for free. I get a handful that day. I come an hour or 2 later. I get a handful. By the time I get home, I got 70, 80 of them. And they're not for Al Thomas. When I go out to other meetings, I give people on a lapel. I'm trying to show leaders and people how to prospect. There's a method to my madness. Every time I go anywhere, I have an agenda. Wow. So number 1, you must take charge of your life. My sponsor wasn't strong enough to take charge. He didn't know what he was doing. He was a mechanic. Nothing wrong with that. But I wanted more in my life. I wanted to get to the top. I wanted to make a 6-figure income a month. I wanted these things. I wanted to work hard. I don't care. I'm an entrepreneur. I am an A person. Look, I need it. I don't care. And I go day by day, night by night. Some of y'all at 5 o'clock, it's dinner time. It's time to go eat. So what? Eat later. Some of you don't need to eat. You ain't deserved to eat. You ain't did nothing to eat. I always think I don't eat until I deserve. How many times you heard me say that? Wow. Number 2. You can have more than you have because you become more than you are. Well, how do I become more than I am? Well, it's called personal development. I'm studying, I just got a new book in. I'm studying this book right now. When Money Dies. It's back in it's 1923 when Weimar Germany and the money got to be so worthless that people put in a wheelbarrow and people steal the wheelbarrow to keep the money, and they use the money to burn the fire, because history does have a chance of repeating itself. So what are you doing, Mr. Tom? I'm becoming more by learning more. I'm becoming more, extreme ownership. These are books that I read because why? Al Thomas is working on himself. Why? Because I'm always working on me. Why? Because it's important. This is a great one by Robert Kiyosaki. Fantastic one. Ladies, you got to get self-made. Matter of fact, watch this. As a leader, I bought 4 dozens of those books to give out. To give out. To give what? To give out. Who in your dad are you blessed with books? Mr. King gave me this one. Leaders are readers. Well, I mean, tell me, I don't like reading. I know. That's why you're where you're at. But get a video, audio. Man, don't you get it? So are you becoming more? Let me say it again. Write it down. You can have more than you have. I can? Yeah. Because you can become more than you are if you choose to. I do these calls. You know why I do these calls? Not for you, for me. Brian Baker, we got together, broke bread a couple last week, and we're talking. He says, Mr. Thomas, you know what? You lost more than you probably remember. Yeah, he's right, because I've had all these years of this coming up here, but it's coming back to remembrance. Next, number 3, Without personal development, you're limited your income. Don't you get it? Some of you right now, you're limited your position because you limited your learning. You're not coachable. Without personal development, you limit your income. So, Mr. Thomas, if I put down my walls and my pride and my ego and quit thinking I know it all, maybe I start doing the things my uplines been telling me I could, wow. Let me say that one more time. Without personal development, you limit your income. It cracks me up. I've been the top of 2 network marketing companies, been there for 29 years, making, well, you all know. It cracks me up when I give somebody advice or talk to them and they go the opposite direction. Let me see if I get one more. Success, number 4. Success is something that you attract, not something you pursue. You attract it. You attract it. You attract it. You attract it. How are you dressing when you walk out your house? How you looking when you walk out? You attract it. Had a guy the other day on the plane, he said, man, I like your watch. And I looked back at his watch, he said, oh, I said, I like yours. The attraction, because like-minded people. Because everybody can't have that kind of watch. Trust me, money can smell money. Money can see money. Next time at the airport, watch people come off the plane. See if they came off first class, business class, or coach. You can tell them. God, Lord have mercy. God, dang it. Success, something that you attract, not something you pursue. How you attracting, Mr. Thomas? I'm glad you asked. Instead of going after it, watch this, David Linlow. Instead of going after it, you're attracted by improving you. By improving you. Now, I don't know if you guys remember about 3 weeks ago, watch this. See, I lost a little bit 3 weeks ago on a Monday, the first of the month, last month. First caller up was Mr. Evans. He had a jacket on, blue jacket. And I said, dang, I lost the sense of integrity. Don't worry about t-shirts. I got a t-shirt under, but he had a jacket on. And ever since then, guess what I've had on every call? Go back and look. Go back and look. Go back and look. I double, triple dare you. Because integrity is everything. What's the saying go? How you do anything is how you do what? Everything. Because he had a jacket on, guess who's been wearing jackets ever since then? And then I said, Al, don't say nothing to the other speakers. See if they catch on to what you're doing. How you do anything is how you do everything. Or you're attracting the right kind of people. So if you're not attracting the right kind of people, maybe you need to improve you. How much time I got? Okay. Ask yourself this. The big question is, what are you becoming? Are you becoming and walking in the steps of a senior vice president? Or you want to try to do it the Frank Sinatra way, your way? Let me tell you something. Frank Sinatra's the only one I know made $1 million off that song my way. Let me tell you something. Write this down. Write this down. Write this down. It's very important. Write this down. True happiness is what you are becoming. I'll say it again. True happiness is what you're becoming. My mentor told me years ago, and I'm eating off the wisdom of knowledge of 3 billion. Listen, I don't listen to people who've never gone where I want to go. They can't tell me to get there. This is wisdom from decades ago that have been instilled in me my whole life. And I live by them, business and personally. Let me ask you a question. Is your bank account statement and your income low? Whoa, whoa. Then see, that tells me right there who you've been listening to. I'll say it again. Is your bank account statement and your income low? Well, while we're on the subject of listening, who do you think Al Thomas listened to? You think their income and bank balance is lower than mine? Let me ask you a question. Have they offered you a free trip out of the country, pay for everything for you? See, I can tell the people who really love what we're doing here. I could tell. And I'm not calling nobody's names out. You guys know who you are. We love you. Thank you. The rest of you are just freeloaders. No, I'm not going to say freeloaders. Less of you don't understand the value of value. And that's why you're not becoming more and your bank account's low, because you don't appreciate what you have. When I go to Japan, I mean, they roll out the red carpet for me. Appreciation. Why? Because it's part of the culture. We don't have that here. But anyway, let me move on. I'm going to give you one more. What is your core beliefs about money? What's your core belief about money? Think about it. Are you attracted or are you repelling it? Are you retracting it or are you repelling it? I'm gonna answer one question and I'm done. People always ask me, how do you have an above average income? See, I'm talking about stuff most people on this call don't even talk about. They're not in that arena yet. I get this question asked a lot. How do you have an above average income? This is the question I get. Number one, you ready? Smile. I have a desire to win. Write that down. I have a desire. I can't stand average. For losers. I have a desire to win. Al Thomas never said he's going to show up somewhere, never showed up. Unless it was Fort Lauderdale because the storm is out of my control. I have a desire to win. Do you have a desire to win? Are you willing to go the extra mile? Do you go day by day, night by night? Are you working all day and all night? Do you do that like I do? See, like I've said, and I don't mean to sound this way, but I'll outwork most people. Because I have a desire to win. Well, it's 7 o'clock. Ain't it kind of, no. Somebody up somewhere. Number two, have above average intensity to win. Let me say it again. Have an above average intensity to win. Intensity. Not average. Average is for losers. Above average intensity to win. I'm on purpose, baby. Well, I'm going to take a stab at it. I'm going to try. Trying is for losers. Do you try to go to your car? Do you go to your car? Do you try ACN or you do ACN? Lord have mercy. I'll try. No, you ain't coming. I'll try to go and call, and you ain't coming. I'll try. No, you ain't. Trying is trying out for losers. Have not an average, but above average intensity to win. And I've always been competitive. If my mom, oh my God, if my mom and dad were alive today and I said, I'm going to the moon, you know, my mom and dad would get on if I went to the restroom, they get on this call and say, I don't know where he's going, but he's going. You tell me one thing that I said I was going to do that I didn't do. Tell me. I challenge any of you. Tell me something I told you I was going to do that I didn't do. I challenge any of you. Tell me. What have I said I was going to do that I didn't do? Are you a man or woman of integrity? That when you shake your hand, we know it's a done deal? Or do you have an excuse why it didn't get done? What about integrity? Okay. Next, have above average work ethic. Not average, above. Everything's got to be above. Ryan Swalley, writing that down. Above average work ethic. I told you before, I'll outwork most of you. Probably all of you. I'll outwork you. I'll just flat out outwork you. I'll just flat out outwork it. And the last thing on this about developing above average, about development, people always ask me how to have above average. So notice what word, above average income. And the last I'm gonna give you is I do whatever it takes. By God, I will do whatever it takes, as long as it's legal above board. I'm gonna recap this one. People always ask me, well, how do you have above average income? Have they ever asked you how do you have? I guarantee. Have they ever asked any of y'all how do you have above average? You don't have an above average. Well, here's the answer. Develop an above average smile. First of all, I'm always laughing. You guys know that. My energy level. Is my energy level always up or is always, well, welcome to the call? No, I'm always, have a desire to win. Okay. Have above average intensity to win, have above average work ethic, and do whatever it takes. Those are the keys I live by. Always have. My mentor, always have. And maybe the good Lord saw it fit for me to talk today rather than have Mr. Lewis, Mr. Cooper on there. But I just want to give you guys these nuggets. Something I've lived by my whole life. And has got me to the top of 2 network marketing companies. And with that, I want to thank every one of you. And I hope you guys, is Mr. Lewis on here? Okay. I just want you guys to know that you guys are special. But you got to get into the game of life and into the game of being real with yourself and go forward. See, all the money in the world is at your fingertips. All you got to do is go earn it. Every dime. I'm telling you, folks, and I don't want nothing but the best for you. And with that said, I want you to do something today to move your business, what? Forward. Forward. I want to thank you all. And remember, get that out today because I want to thank those. I'm not here to embarrass those that didn't, but those that did, you know who you are. God bless you. Thank you so. And I'm not throwing these away, by the way. I'm not throwing these away. I'm not throwing these away. Matter of fact, when he comes out, I'm going to give him every one of these. Yes, when he comes out, I'm gonna give him every. So okay. So thank you so much. I appreciate each and every one of you. Tomorrow morning we'll be back with Mr. Dean Terrell will be back. But I just want to give you guys the major keys for a better future for yourself if you go after it and you choose to. So I've always done it this way. And with that said, God bless you all. Thank you for being on the call today. God bless.